You are now tuned into the truth with G. It's fun and uplift. And uplift. If you can't handle the truth, this ain't the show for you. The truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So sit back, relax, buckle up and enjoy this ride. G. The truth with G. G. The truth with G. The truth with G.
All right. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to The Truth with G on WPMM Internet Radio. It's your boy, Jerry Graham. You know me as G. Once again, we are back to talk about the issues that matter to you and your community. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope all is well. It is Monday. We're back on the grind. Interesting weekend. We're going to be talking about everything that went on this weekend. Not everything, but we're going to get as much in as possible. It's been weekend on the news cycles, if you will, the events of the weekend that took place. We got some exciting, I ain't gonna say exciting, but some interesting things that happened over the weekend. We'll talk about that. But I want to thank you once again for joining me right here on the Truth with G. Every Monday, Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank yous to my listeners. I have to thank my listeners every time that I come on because I appreciate you guys for listening in, tuning in. Because this show is for you, about you, and of you. And without you, I wouldn't be sitting here. So I thank you for your loyalty, your perseverance. Because I say some things that I know might get some people in trouble. And I know we might have a lot of people that listen behind the scenes, if you will. But that's cool, as long as you're listening. And that's the important thing, that people are listening. So coming up on 4 years, July 30th, it'd be 4 years on the air. July 30th is 4 years. Like I said, I'm trying to upgrade the equipment in the second studio. We have a main studio, and then I have a studio that I'm trying to upgrade equipment in. And, putting this show on is costly, if you will. So, I don't profit, if you will, from doing what I do, but I do want to bring you a quality product. So, if you go to my Facebook page, Ttwg Graham, there is a post on there with my Cash App on there. So if you want to donate to the show, so that we can upgrade some of the equipment that I have in my studio, and that's what it's for. Because again, I want to bring you a quality product. It's 4 years now. We're going on 4 years. July 30th will be 4-year anniversary. So go to my Facebook page, Ttwg. Just scroll through my post. You'll see where the Cash App is. And just, if you would, help me out. Trying to get some new equipment. I appreciate you. But if not, that's okay too. As long as you're listening and taking heed to what I'm saying, because we only tell the truth on here. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts and guests are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM does not intend to align with any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything. Now that we have taken care of that part of it. If you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share. Good evening, Ms. Rivers. She is on Facebook already. If you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share. We're talking about several things tonight. One being the Project 2025. We're talking about that. Also, the situation over the weekend with the assassination attempt. We're going to talk about that and how the Republicans are reacting to that and what is going to, what it may do for the upcoming election. Also, as we speak, the convention, the Republican convention, is getting underway as we speak. I forgot where they are. It don't matter where they are. They're a bunch of dumbasses anyway. So wherever they're congregating is a room full of dumbass people. And we'll talk about it later. But if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share. We are WPMM Radio. We play more music, play the best independent, neo-soul, independent hip-hop, old school music. WPMMradio.com is the website. We're on all streaming platforms, if you will. So check us out. You're on my page live, Ttwg Graham. We're on my page live. Mr. JD is out there. If he could, go ahead and me and JD got to get together. We got to get together so I can get on the WPMM page as well without having to have him link me. And I know it can be done. it's just a glitch in the system here where he has to link me to the WPMM page. So, but anyway, interesting weekend. Just let you know, last night, Black Kings Crown Awards took place. Congratulations to all the winners. Let me back up because some people, everybody that listens ain't in Pensacola, so they have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. There was a Black Kings Crown Award that honored the black men in the community, put on by Mr. Gregory Thornhill. The award ceremony, all the nominees were congregated in one place, and awards were passed out. I was nominated in 3 different categories. I came first runner-up in one category, third runner-up in another category, and nominated a nominee in the third category. The WPMM represented because the first and second place in podcast went to WPMM, first being Big V and the Chop Up. And then I was right behind him on the Truth with G. So thank you to each and every one of you who voted, who casted a vote. I really do appreciate it. I'm not really in this for the accolades and any awards or what have you, but I appreciate whoever nominated, the people that nominated me. You had to have an X number of nominations even to be on the ballot. And once I was nominated, obviously I had enough votes to get first runner up. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys. And it was a great event last night to honor the Black Kings in our community here in Pensacola, Florida. So that was a great, great evening. So once again, if you're on Facebook, let's go ahead and share. Let's go ahead and share because the things we're talking about today are very, very important. And I don't want anybody to miss out on any important information, updates, or what have you. Let me make sure. Y'all bear with me. I told y'all I have to engineer my own show. So if I look to the left, there's a computer to my left. If I look to my right, there's a computer to my right. And if I look up over my head, I have a big screen monitor up over my head. So don't think that I'm crazy if I keep looking around because I'm actually just monitoring things. So looks like the dumbass convention is underway. Some of y'all might call it the Republican convention. I call it the dumbass convention because I think everybody there, other than the media that's covering it, are a bunch of dumbasses for supporting the agenda of the Republican Party. But we'll talk about that convention here probably Thursday. But let's start with the news of the weekend. Let's start with the assassination attempt. ASID's assassination attempt. In case you've been under a rock somewhere or out of the country or in a coma, I think everybody is aware of the fact that on U.S. soil, we had a assassination attempt, not of a current president, but of a former president, and hopefully not a future president. There was on Saturday at a rally in Pennsylvania, there was a shots fired. There was a 20-year-old white male that climbed on top of a building that was about 150 yards away from the stage, outside the perimeter where the Secret Service were monitoring. From what I understand, the local sheriff or local police was supposed to have monitored and swept that particular area, according to the reports. But anyway, shots rang out as he spoke. He was the orange idiot was grazed on his right ear. There was another individual that was struck and killed. He was shot in the head. Then there was 2 other individuals that were shot. However, they did survive, but they were shot, and they were in critical condition. The latest that I'm hearing is that they are currently in stable condition. So apparently they're no longer in a life-threatening situation at this particular time. However, they were injured from the bullets of the shooter. Also in that incident, the shooter was also killed in that incident. My bad, y'all. I apologize. Again, I'm looking at a couple of different screens here trying to see exactly what's going on. But two individuals, I kind of lost track there. Two individuals were injured and they are recovering, still in the hospital recovering. So that was the situation there. And the orange idiot was grazed on his right ear. And the 20-year-old, Fox News was losing their damn minds. And I haven't watched much of the news today. But on Saturday and on Sunday, Fox News was losing their freaking minds because it turned out that the shooter was a registered Republican. Even though the shooter was a registered Republican, they are still trying to find a way to attach this to the Democratic Party. They're trying to blame Joe Biden for this particular incident. They are trying to blame any Democrat for this incident. And the kicker is that Trump's own rhetoric caused the situation. The bullshit that spews out his mouth, the hatred that spews out his mouth, actually, apparently this particular 20-year-old individual who was, barely out of high school, graduated 2022, somehow he was radicalized, and he was radicalized to the point to where he realized that Trump was a scum. Trump was an asshole. And he took it out in a violent way, which I don't condone any type of violence. Even though I don't condone it, in this particular situation, Trump's own rhetoric is what led to his own assassination attempt, in my view, in my eyes. Some other people may have other opinions, but for a diehard Trump supporter to flip and want to take his cult leader out is a interesting turn of events. And what it is this particular shooter, he was, and it's being reported now because they have interviewed his neighbors. There's been interviews of the neighbors, and the neighbors have reported that this particular individual has had pro-Trump signs in his front yard. So they try to link him to the Democratic Party. And let me tell you how low that they went to try to link him to the Democratic Party, to where they can, because they don't want to admit that one of their own tried to take Trump out. This guy's 20 years old. So to me, he's still, I ain't gonna say a kid, but he's still young. They went back to when he was 17 years old. They dug up information when he was 17. And at age 17, what this individual did was he donated to a group, a progressive group. It wasn't to the Democratic Party. It wasn't to any particular candidate. He made a donation to a progressive group. And if you don't know what progressives are normally Democrats, but progressive believes in, damn, mine went blank. They're not against capitalism, but they believe in sharing the wealth, if you will. This is the type of Barry Sanders, not is his name? What's his first name? Bernie Sanders. I'm saying Barry Sanders, the football player. Bernie Sanders, the senator. He is a progressive. So if you look up Bernie Sanders and see the kind of things he stands for, that kind of give you a better indication of what progressive Democrat is. But again, they believe in sharing the wealth, if you will, versus a capitalistic society to where basically people can monopolize on products, businesses, things of that nature. But anyway, He made a $15 donation to a progressive group when he was 17 years old, and Fox News tried. They were determined to link this kid to the Democratic Party based on the fact that he gave $15 donation to a progressive group when he was 17 years old. So this particular shooter, he was, I don't know where he learned to shoot at, but he was pretty accurate. This particular shooter, he was about, the distance keep changing. I keep hearing about 100 yards, 150 yards away. I've heard as much as 300 yards away, so I'm not sure exactly what the distance was, but we'll say he was a good distance. If he was over 100 yards away, he had to be a pretty good shot to do what he did. But again, I'm not condoning any type of violence. I'm not promoting any type of violence. But I can say in this particular case, as Malcolm X said, this is a case of the chicken that's coming home to roost. And the reason I say that is because Trump and the Republican Party has been the one spewing all this hateful rhetoric and all this civil war crap and all this hate they've been spewing toward the Democratic Party. They have been champion in doing that since day one. Since day one of Trump's coming down the escalator saying he's going to run for president, they've been doing this bullshit. And now, because they have adopted Trump's philosophy, his rhetoric, his hate, and they have become cult members, now what they are trying to do is backtrack on it. They're trying to flip the script and saying we never condone any type of violence. We never spewed hate. We never talked about this. And if you're stupid enough to believe that, then you're just stupid. Period, point blank. Because they had been champion in doing and spewing this hateful rhetoric based on a political party and based on a cult that they are members of, with the leader being the orange idiot. So don't believe the bullcrap. Also, what they're trying to do, they're trying to blame Joe Biden. In an interview about a week or so ago, Joe Biden did an interview and he made a comment saying that we need to put a bullseye on Donald Trump in regards to what his agenda is. Now that Trump has been shot at, they're trying to take what he said and say, Biden put a hit out on Trump. This is what the dumbass Republicans are saying. And anybody with common damn sense, know that when he used that word bullseye, he meant just focus on Trump. People need to focus on Trump and what he's doing, what he's trying to do, particularly with this Project 2025. That's all he was making reference to. So if nobody had ever shot at Trump, then this wouldn't even came up. It would have been a casual conversation. It would have been, wouldn't have been newsworthy for him to use the word bullseye, whatever. But since we had this 20-year-old radical, I don't know if he was radicalized on the right or the left, but since he fired the shot, now they're trying to blame Biden because Biden said we need to put a bullseye on Trump in regards to what he's doing or is trying to do and focus on what he's doing and not allow this to happen. But anybody with common sense know that Joe Biden was not conspiring or planning for what to take for the actions that took place over the weekend to take place. But anyway, some dumbasses out there are going to believe that. And I hate calling people dumb and stupid, but in this case, you have to be dumb or stupid or both to follow along with what the Republicans are doing. So those are the only words I can come up with. I hate to say retarded because the word retarded is supposed to be uh, disrespectful, whatever the case may be. So I'm trying not to use the word retarded in this particular case. But you have to be dumb or stupid. Um, and I'm reading. There was a male that was killed at the rally, older, I think he was 50 years old, and then his wife put out a statement, and I'm gonna read the statement that his wife put out, and this is what the wife said. She said, "Joe Biden called me. He said I don't have any ill will towards Joe Biden. He didn't do anything to my husband. A 20-year-old despicable kid did. Only family has not heard. Our family has not heard from Donald Trump." That's coming from the wife of the individual that died. Again, there was one that died, two that are injured and still hospitalized. This is the wife of the victim that is dead. She's not blaming Joe Biden. She's blaming 20-year-old. And also she's saying that Trump, which in his own fashion, he don't give a fuck about the people that were killed and injured at his rally. He don't give a fuck. He have not mentioned them. He have not said anything. He has not tried to contact the family. He has not tried to visit the family. He has not tried to do anything. And these people died being, let me rephrase that because I don't want to, too soon. But anyway, these people died because they decided to attend a cult meeting. And that's all it was, a cult meeting. But they died following their cult leader, and their cult leader has not had the dignity or respect or decency to contact the families of the victims that are killed and the victim that is currently hospitalized. That's how much scum and how despicable Donald Trump is. And we still have dumbasses out there that's going to vote for this piece of shit. But anyway, I digress. But this 20-year-old was a Republican. He had Trump signs in his yard. He was a registered Republican, and his rhetoric, Trump's rhetoric, led to this individual losing sight of reality and doing something that he should not have done. So again, I don't condone any violence. But here's the deal. Here's what this rhetoric has brought forth. Let's go back to January 6th. Let's go back to January 6th, 2021. That's the day that the transition of power was supposed to take place. I'm sorry. That's not the date of the inauguration. That was the date that the electoral college votes were supposed to have been certified in the chambers of the House. And it was interrupted because Trump's minions and his cult members stormed the Capitol. They injured Capitol police officers, and they stormed the Capitol. They shit on the floors and peed on the floors and broke into offices and did all this stuff. And Donald Trump called these people patriots. He called these people patriots, and he said he's going to pardon them if he becomes president. And they're hostages because they committed a crime. In our eyes, they committed a crime and went to jail for it. But he calling them hostages. But on January 6th, the angry mob, the Trump supporters, the cult members stormed the Capitol. They erected my brain is fried today. It's Monday. They erected a apparatus where they used to hang people. And as they were storming the Capitol, they were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence." If you don't know who Mike Pence is, Mike Pence was the vice president under the Orange Idiot. They were trying to find Mike Pence. They went through the Capitol trying to find Mike Pence, and they were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." And you know what Trump did? He just sat back and watched it on TV, and they said, "Oh well, he should have done what I wanted him to do, and not certify the election." So, oh well. So, in other words, Trump was in essentially planning the assassination of his own vice president. So, in this case, is this a case of the chickens coming home to roost, as Malcolm X said? I think it is. It's karma. He tried to have his own vice president assassinated because he wouldn't call off his minions. He wouldn't call off his cult members. So is it karma? Neither one of them died. Trump didn't die. Mike Pence didn't die. But is it karma? That's the question. What do you think? Let me know if you think it's karma or if you think it's... And here's what the evangelicals are saying. Let me talk about them for a hot second. The evangelicals are saying, oh, it was God protected Trump. You know, it was God that kept him alive. It was God. Okay, so what about the people that died and was injured? I guess God wasn't looking out for them. They just looked out for Trump. So God picked the worst, probably the worst person in the whole event to save and take out other people. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm trying to understand where the evangelicals that keep saying that God protected Trump. You know, why didn't he protect the man that died? Why didn't he protect the two that were injured? If it was God that saved Trump. I'm just asking the questions. I'm just the radio show host who asks questions and talks about these things. So y'all don't look at me crazy. People are wondering. I didn't come up with that myself. Other people have expressed that same sentiment, if you will. So I'm just conveying it to you guys. If God saved Trump, why didn't he save the other ones? Since Trump is such a worthy individual to be saved. But I know evangelicals gonna say, well, you know, God ain't through with him yet. Well, God ain't never been in him, in my opinion. So we need to reevaluate what y'all think God did and didn't do. But anyway, I digress. But is it karma? Or is it just happenstance? Is it just, you know, let me know what you think. Let me know. But just joining us, we're talking about the events over the weekend, the attempted assassination of the orange idiot. And here, let me talk about my people for a minute. Let me talk about my black people for a minute. And this is, it gets a little irritating. Well, let me take that back because this is the truth with you. I have to tell the truth. It gets a lot irritating when my people are so quick to jump on these idiotic conspiracy theories. People want, I take information. You can tell me anything that you want to tell me. I'll listen to you. If I have knowledge of it, I know that you're wrong, and I know there's factual information to back up the fact that you're wrong. I'm going to correct you. I'm going to let you know that the information that you have is inaccurate, and I'm going to give you the accurate information. That's what this whole thing is. My whole show is built on. It's built on the premise of making sure that people have factual and actual information. But my people have a tendency to take these lies, these conspiracy theories, these made up stories, and they will run with it, regardless of what it is. They won't vet it. They won't confirm it. They won't research it. They won't do anything. They'll just take anything that they hear and run with it. And this weekend was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because right after this incident took place, and I happened to be near television, and I seen where the breaking news came across where they first started reporting this, and it wasn't shortly after the breaking news that I start seeing on social media. Oh, this was a hoax. This was a setup. This was, this was planned. And this, come on, people, come on, people. You're better than that. We have to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We need to make sure that we are vetting information. We need to make sure that we're verifying. We need to make sure that we have credible sources before we go and run with something that is completely false and completely outrageous. My people are best for doing this type of stuff, and it irritates me. And I want us to be better than that. But they were saying it was a setup or whatever. They were saying, well, how, if he was shot at it, he was hit or whatever, why is it he worried about his shoe? And you see in all these ketchup memes or whatever that he put ketchup on his ear or whatever case may be. And for you on Facebook, I'm going to show you I'm going to give you a demonstration of how close the orange idiot was to being the ex-orange idiot, the deceased orange idiot. Now, if you look at the map of the venue that they were in, he was standing on stage. To his right, there was a building about 150 or so yards away, where the shooter was on that building. I know Trump is stupid. I know he's a despicable individual. I know he's capable of a lot of things, but I don't think he can find anyone that's accurate enough to shoot at him and just graze his ear. I don't think there's anybody on this planet that is that accurate in a shot from 150 plus yards away. I don't know anybody that accurate from a shot from 10 yards away to just graze the ear. So if you're watching on Facebook, I know if you're on WPMMradio.com, you can't see what I'm doing. But right as, Trump was only on stage for about 5 minutes when this happened. And he had the mic was right in front of him, just like my microphone is in front of me. And what he was doing, he had turned this way to look to his right. He was looking to his right, which is in the same direction that the building where the shooter was. And if for you watching, the position I'm in now was pretty much the same position that he was in when the shot rang out. Came out, the shot that hit him, it came from his right, traveled from his right to his left. My finger is going to go in the same the trajectory of the bullet. Again, if you're watching, I know if you're on WPMRadio.com, you can't see what's happening. But that bullet came. All right, my finger's coming into view. It came here and it grazed his ear. Right there. And went cross. Okay, here's the thing. The reason why Donald Trump, the orange idiot, the rapist, the convicted felon, the convicted of fraud, the reason why Donald Trump is alive today is because he had his head turned to the right. That is the only reason he is here today. Now, with the trajectory of that bullet, again, it came here and it went straight across and grazed his ear. And you can see there's a still shot that's being circulated in the media where you can see the remnants of that bullet as it passed by him to his left. Now, here's the position he was in. If for you people on WPMNradio.com, my head is turned to the right. The microphone is in front of me. Now, with the trajectory of that bullet, it came here. Now, if he had been facing forward, my finger's in the frame. If he had been facing forward, I'm going to stay on the same trajectory that bullet traveled. And I'm going to turn my head forward. Head goes forward. The trajectory, that's a word that's hard for me to say. My apologies. Came here. Right here. So, right there. If he had his head straight forward, if he had been looking into the crowd versus looking to his right, that bullet would have entered right where my finger is. And let me turn to the camera and show you where my finger is. That's where the bullet would have entered, into Donald Trump's head. So now, we know Donald Trump is stupid. We know he's an ignorant person. We know he's a deplorable person. We know he's disrespectful. We know he's racist. We know all that. We know he's just a terrible human being. But I cannot fathom a individual saying, I need somebody to shoot at me, but don't kill me, just graze me on the ear. But we have my people that believe that it's possible. That's a little disappointing that my people believe that somebody can plan that and execute an attempted assassination in that detail. I don't understand. It's not possible. But we have to stop as a people. We have to stop believing these conspiracy theories. We have to stop just taking what we see on, particularly on social media. People put crap on social media every day, all day that is totally inaccurate, and nobody takes the time out to vet it. Nobody takes the time out to confirm what they're reading is true or not, what is factual, what is fiction, what is made up, whether it was a joke. You know, people don't take time to do that. I guarantee you, I can say something right here on this show, or I can put a post out. I can make up some crazy stuff. I can make up some just completely crazy, and I could put it out there and put a post out there, and that post will be across the nation. The information on that post will be across the nation in less than 15 minutes. And people will be talking about it, and people will say it as if it's true. And the people, everybody that they tell it to is going to listen to it and buy into it. Have a few sprinkle in there that may say, wait a minute, let's go check the sources. Let's go make sure this is accurate, but not very many. We need to stop doing that. We need to make sure we're obtaining and giving out accurate information. And again, that's one of the reasons why I do this show. Moving on, Project 2025. I talked about it on last show, last Thursday. Project 2025 is real, people. I can't reiterate that enough. Project 2025 is real. It's going to put us back into the days of pre-civil rights, back in the day of Jim Crow, where we had no rights, where women had no rights, definitely where the LGBTQ plus community have no rights. This is where we're headed. And on last show, it's still on my Facebook page, last show, last Thursday, you can go back and you can check it. You can look at it. Look at the show. I went down the key points, some of the main key points of Project 2025 as far as how it's going to affect your everyday life. I encourage you to go back and listen to that particular show last Thursday, which was the 11th, I think. I can't remember, but last Thursday, July 11th, I believe the date was. Go back and listen. Also tonight, oh my God, I forgot about the Marjorie Taylor Greene is speaking at the convention. You know, Rhodes Scholar, a complete freaking idiot, and I really need to see what she is saying. But I'll go back. But anyway, I digress. Project 2025 is real. Project 2025 is going to take away a lot of rights for a lot of people. It's going to end any type of learning in public institutions of anything that deals with slavery. Our history is going to be whitewashed. It will be against the law to teach our history. It's going to turn back the hands of time. And if we're not out voting, the only way that we're going to get this Project 2025 not to come to fruition is to get out and vote. Because if you let the orange idiot in office, this Project 2025 will go through, particularly if we lose the House. However, they're devising a plan, even if we don't lose the House. I mean, if we don't lose the Senate, my apologies. There's plans to where executive actions can be taken. So we really need to get out and vote. If you're a registered voter, if you haven't registered, if it's not late for you to register in your particular city, state, what have you, get registered and vote. I've never been one to tell people who to vote for or what to vote for, but in this election, I'm telling you, you have to vote Democrat. You cannot vote for any Republican across the board, whether it's local, state, federal, it doesn't matter. We cannot let Republicans in power because the Republican agenda is to implement this Project 2025, which is going to put us back into the days of Jim Crow. And with the announcement earlier today, where they announced that J.D. Vance, he's a senator from Ohio. This is going to be the person that the orange idiot has selected to be his vice president, his running mate as vice president. If you don't know who J.D. Vance is, J.D. Vance is he's a Republican, so that's strike one. Strike two, he's an asshole. Strike three, he is a official member of the cult, the MAGA cult. And at one point in J.D. Vance's life, he spoke ill towards Donald Trump. And J.D. Vance has said something in the past, which J.D. Vance right now is a clone of Trump. He's a clone. His ideas, his thought process, the whole nine. He's a freaking clone of Trump. So it's bad enough to have Trump as the potential president of the United States. Then we have his clone as the vice president. This individual is willing to do anything that Trump wants him to do. If you go back to January 6th, Donald Trump wanted Mike Pence to not certify the election. If we fast forward to the next election, if J.D. Vance is in the office of the vice president and the election don't go the way that Trump wants it to go, he is not going to certify the election. He is not going to let the democratic process go through. However, with Project 2025, the democratic process is going to be dead. Anyway, J.D. Vance has commended the Heritage Foundation for their work in Project 2025, even though The orange idiot has said that he didn't know anything about Project 2025. And the orange idiot is too stupid to realize that most of everything that he says in the public is recorded. There's video of it. There is active video 2022 where Trump lays out that the Heritage Foundation is laying out the framework for 2025. Most of the people that work with the Heritage Foundation, Trump know personally. The head of the Heritage Foundation, Trump knows personally. But he said he had nothing to do with it. And you dumb fucks, you dumb MAGA idiots will believe him when he say, I don't know anything about it. That's how stupid you guys are. So JD Vance has been picked as the vice president pick. He's an idiot. He has spoke against Trump in the past. But like I say, he has been also caught thanking the leaders of Project 2025 for their work on the project. So he knows Project 2025. Joe Biden has came out and commented on Trump's vice president pick. Trump has said, not Trump, but Biden has said that Trump only picked JD Vance as his running mate because he would do what Mike Pence wouldn't do on January 6th, bend over backwards to enable Trump to, even if it means breaking the law. JD Vance, he supports banning abortions nationwide. He don't want to make any. They put the exceptions in there for rape, incest, what have you. He even said himself that if he was vice president at the time that Mike Pence was, that he would not have certified the election. That's out of his mouth. That's not anything that's made up or anything that's fabricated or whatever. He said it out of his own mouth. So that's, and if you're voting for Trump, you're voting for this dumbass and this asshole as well. So, also, JD Vance has stated, same as Project 2025, in regards to civil servants. Project 2025 will give the president the authorization to remove every civil servant worker and replace them with whoever he wants to put in those particular positions. In other words, a dictatorship. It can be career civil servants, and he can have everyone removed, and then have his minions put in that place. JD Vance supports that. He even said it. He's quoted as saying, "I think what Trump should do, if I was giving him a piece of advice, is to fire every single civil servant and replace them with our people. Our people. White people." He also has advocated for women to stay in violent relationships. He said women should stay in violent relationships for the sake of their kids. So he wants you women to get your ass whooped. He wants you to stick around with that abuser. He don't want you to leave that abuser. Stick around. But some of you dumbasses are going to vote for Trump and JD Vance. JD Vance has been on tape just like Marco Rubio, just like that idiot in Texas, Ted Cruz, just like Lindsey Graham. They have all been caught publicly saying things against Trump before he became president. And even with Vance, it was after he became president. Matter of fact, JD Vance the vice presidential candidate, was quoted to say Trump was unfitted for our nation's high office. That ain't something I made up. That's something that he said. In regards to abortions, J.D. Vance has been said that he has been quoted and on tape to say that he believed that rape victims should give birth to their rapist baby. Despite the inconvenient circumstance, you should let your child, your 12-year-old, or that adult that was raped by somebody they didn't know, they should be forced to carry that child and birth that child and then take care of that child for the rest of their life. He has advocated for this, and you dumbasses are going to vote for him. J.D. Vance put out a tweet to say Trump makes people I don't care about afraid. Immigrants, Muslims, etc. He said, because of this, I find him reprehensible. God wants better for us. I guess Republicans don't know that stuff is recorded. I think they think that maybe they think video and audio just goes away after you say it. Like if you go out in the forest and yell something that you just hear it for a hot second, it goes away. Maybe that's what they believe. They don't believe in videotape and digital recordings and audio recordings and photo captures on social media. Maybe they don't think that's real. They're a bunch of dumbasses anyway, so they, wouldn't put it past them. And there's a couple other things Vance has said about Trump, which is now he's the vice presidential candidate. He said, I never liked Trump. He said, I never would vote for Trump. He said, I loathe him. He said the election was terrible for the country. These are comments that have been made after that Trump was president. So this wasn't prior to 2016. This is after he was president. He's described Trump as dangerous and reprehensible, and he has called him immoral and absurd in regards to his policies. But now you done kissed his ass. You done stuck your tongue down his asshole, and you're going to follow along with this Project 2025 and this racist agenda that the Republicans have and be this running mate. So that's the type of person J.D. Vance is. That's the type of person J.D. Vance is, and he's on the ticket now as a Republican. And some of you dumbasses are going to vote for him. I am mentally drained, people. I am mentally drained with everything that's going on right now. All the craziness. Also, I don't even talk about this. Now I don't even have time to talk about it now. But also, Judge Eileen Cannon down there in South Florida threw out the case of the documents, the classified document case that Jack Smith brought against Trump, the indictments. So she was appointed by Trump. She has made controversial rulings prior to this in regards to the trials that Trump and people affiliated with Trump are involved in. They left her on the case, and now she has thrown out the case, in spite of the fact that the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago and found classified documents in bathrooms, on stages, in his drawer, in his room. So anybody can have classified documents. Anybody can have our nuclear secrets. I bet you if I had them, my ass would be up under the jail. But this corrupt judge, this Trump-appointed judge, throwing out. We'll talk about that more on Thursday. But I'm mentally drained, people. I am mentally drained. I don't know if y'all understand. And I've tried to explain it a couple of times. I don't know if y'all understand that the mental toll that it takes to keep up with all this stuff going on in our news cycle today and to report it to you guys. I do it because I feel it's my duty to do it. It is mentally draining. My show airs twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And I'll be honest with you. On Thursdays, when I can't navigate it to do the show on Thursdays, I'm mad and I'm not mad. I'm mad because I can't get on, but I'm not mad because I get a break from reporting all this dumb shit. It's not that I can stop thinking about it, but at least I'm not talking about it. And I try to do other things to preoccupy my mind if I can't get on Thursdays. So it's almost like taking a breather, if you will. It is draining. And I do this so that you guys can be educated and be up on what's going on. And I hope that my efforts are appreciated. I know some people do, but I just hope that my efforts and what I try to do, and I'm doing it for you. I can be doing something totally different right now. I could be somewhere else doing something, but I plan every week to give you guys 2 shows. I have to produce 2 shows a week, and I've been doing it for 4 years, coming up on July 30th. And I do it to educate my people on what's going on around them. So in my closing, I'm trying to, even now, I'm trying to update it so that I can bring you a better quality show, and, cameras and microphones and computers and things right now. I'm trying to upgrade everything that I use, so that I can make sure I'm bringing you a quality product on WPMM radio, because there's 2, out there. There's the main studio, which we're located over on Michigan Avenue, and then I have my own studio that I broadcast from. And I'm trying to upgrade my equipment in my own studio to bring you a better quality product. And it's expensive. It is very expensive. I do this out of the goodness of my heart. I do it out of the goodness of my heart. So if you want to help support my efforts, please do go to my Facebook page, the Cash App. I forgot what it's called, but anyway, my Cash App is on my Facebook page, Ttwg Graham. Any donations would be greatly appreciated. It's for you. It's so that I can bring you a better quality product. I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening, even if you don't donate. I appreciate you listening. I'm gonna keep doing what I do because I have to. I feel obligated. I feel obligated, and I feel it's my duty to bring you the truth right here on the Truth with G, WPMM Radio. So that's going to be it for me tonight. It's been a night well spent. In the meantime, y'all be safe out there. Y'all make sure y'all taking care of yourself, take care of people around you. The world is crazy right now. The world is crazy right now. We have to find solutions to all this madness that's going on. And it all starts with a conversation. So continue listening until Thursday. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be blessed. And I'm out.